Howdy folks, this is Checkers here today with the history of the word newbie, at least what I think could be a possible history, maybe even the real history of the word newbie. So I was watching a video by another gamer, another YouTuber, who was talking about the history of 10 gaming slang terms, and one of them was newbie. And I'm not here to correct that person or say that they were wrong, except for perhaps one thing. And their definition, I believe, came from Wikipedia, which was that in the Vietnam War, U.S. soldiers, when they were referring to replacements or reinforcements coming in from the United States, they would call them newbies. And up to that point, I'm good. I can go right along with you. But here's where I think there might be a problem. The second part of the postulation on that history was that it was possibly a contraction of the word new and boy, as in, hey, here's the new boys. But I don't think that's quite right, and here's why. I'm going to put up an annotation, and if you use the annotation on your computer, it will jump right to the time in the video. If you are on mobile and you can't see annotations, there will be a card in the video right now, and if you click on that card and jump to 1 minute and 11 seconds in that video, you'll see what I'm talking about. This show was a show called Romper Room. It started in the 1950s. It was a children's show, and they had a character called Doobie. And the Doobie was the paragon ideal of what a good little kid, a good child would be. So if you were a kid and you watched the show and you did all the things the Doobie did, you were a good little kid, right? Now, I remember this from when I was a kid, so this is the late 1960s, early 1970s, and I think my neurons somewhere in the vast cobwebbed darkness of my brain are linking together to tell me that in this show, when there were new kids, they called them new bees. So like the doobie is D-O space B-E-E, like a honey bee or hive bee or the kind of bee that goes bzzz. So the newbie kids were the N-E-W space B-E-E kids. The new bee bzzz kids, right? So following the meme of the doobie. And I think that these soldiers in Vietnam, having grown up in the late 50s, early 60s, if they're, say, 18, going to Vietnam in maybe 1968, they would know, or in the early 70s, they would know this children's show, Romper Room. And, you know, even if they were a little older, maybe they had kids themselves who watched the show, so they would know the meme. Just like if you are from an English-speaking country or you have English-speaking television programming, and I say, 1, two, you know what children's meme I'm referring to. Or if I say cookies, you know, even though my imitation is terrible and I haven't seen this stuff for at least 4 decades, you and I both know what meme those are. So I think by the same token, these guys in the late 60s and early 70s in Vietnam would know the doobie slash newbie reference from Romper Room. And so when they're calling these guys newbies, it's not just new boys. It's not just kind of a sort of derogatory term. It's very derogatory. They're saying that, yeah, you guys are the new little kids who are trying to be the paragon goody little two-shoes guys who, you know, are coming here to us seasoned, wizened men who have been aged and educated in the middle of this war, and we're going to tell you the right way to do things, even though your instructors and you yourself may believe that you know what the right thing to do is. So anyway, that is my postulation and my belief on where the word newbie actually came from. Not so much just appearing out of thin air from a contraction of new and boy, but actually being a children's show meme from the late 50s and early 60s. Alrighty folks, this has been Checkers with another video, this time on the history of the word newbie or noob. I would like to remind you that I have a Twitter link in the description of the video and on my channel main page. If you're on mobile, it'll be on my channel about page. Also, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you will see a small letter I with a white circle around it. These are cards and links to other videos that I've made. And if you've enjoyed this strange little walk around pre-war Sanctuary Hills, I'll even have a card in there of my backstage tour, which not only does Sanctuary Hills, but past the Red Rocket and past Boston out to the glowing sea. I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you found the video informative and maybe just a little entertaining. I would like to invite you to subscribe and ask you to please take care.